Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
His last time out, Anibal Sanchez pitched as well as any Tiger starter has all season long. 8 1/3, allowing 3 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts in his starts against the Athletics on Wednesday. Sanchez hoping for more of the same tonight. Nice night for baseball here in the Motor City. Game 1 featuring the Toronto Blue Jays and the Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us here for Game 1 in this series. And Anibal Sanchez, Rod, coming off maybe his best start in a long time. Just a shame he couldn't get a win last time out.
He takes a back seat to no right-hander as far as I'm concerned in the game of baseball. This guy is legit. 4 outstanding pitches. His last start against the Oakland Athletics, one of the best starts we've seen this year. He'll have to be that good today against this Blue Jays offense.
Well, really what makes this series really interesting is the fact that these are two teams that have really good offenses. But in the middle of the lineup, we talked about Cabrera and we talked about Martinez, but the Blue Jays have pretty good 3-4 combination as well.
When you start talking about Bautista and Encarnacion, these are 2 outstanding hitters, 2 right-handed hitters with outstanding power. Encarnacion, lots of power. You talk about Bautista, he walks a lot, on base percentage way up. But Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, they're outstanding as well. We'll see what happens here tonight, but arguably the best 3-4 combinations in all of baseball. This is big boy baseball here this evening, and I can't wait to watch it.
All right, after a short break, we'll send you back to the Coliseum Studios. Check in with Trevor Thompson. Coming up tonight, after 7 days on the West Coast, it is great to be back home. Game 1 of the homestand, Tigers-Jays, coming up next. Anibal Sanchez takes the mound tonight as the Tigers welcome the Toronto Blue Jays to town. Started a 3-game series against two very good teams. The starting lineup for the Jays presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Jose Reyes will lead it off. He's hit safely in 21 of his last 23 games. He'll be followed by Cabrera and Bautista. Encarnacion is in the middle of their lineup along with Adam Lind. Brett Laurie is at second base. Francisco Navarro and Gose rounded out tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they are facing Anibal Sanchez, presented this evening by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
5 days ago, Anibal Sanchez pitched one of the best games you'll see this season against the Oakland Athletics. Did not get the win, but he was simply stellar. He'll need to be as good tonight against this really good Toronto Blue Jays offense.
And the first pitch of tonight's ball game is outside to Jose Reyes. We are underway here at the ballpark. Reyes batting .250. .377 career versus Tigers pitching. He makes their offense go, can really run. And he looks at a ball outside. 2-0 the count on Jose Reyes. Reyes has hit safely in his last 3. Recently had an 11-game hitting streak come to an end. Sanchez with the 2-0, and it's right at the knees, a strike. Anibal hasn't lost a start since April 21st. Of course, he pitched so well in his last outing, but did not get the victory. That is fouled back out of play.
He had a great fastball against Oakland. He got up to 95, 96. He was locating it all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. His off-speed pitches were sensational, and he'll need some of those really good off-speed pitches here tonight against the middle of their batting order.
Reyes swings on a 2-2 and fouls it straight back. Reyes in recent years has battled some injuries. In fact, it's kept him out of the lineup quite a bit. Last year played in just 93 ball games. He had ankle problems last year, which kept him on the disabled list. And it's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Reyes.
That is something that the Blue Jays are doing a lot more of these days. They are looking at more pitches under their new hitting coach, Kevin Seitzer. They are not as aggressive as they have been in years past.
And a bouncing ball foul, so this has been a good at bat here to start the game off for Reyes.
There's Kevin Seitzer. He was the hitting coach with the Kansas City Royals for a few years before getting another opportunity with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Outstanding hitter in his days with the Royals.
Had a real nice approach. It was really simple.
Lifted in the air to right field. Hunter coming in, and that's how we start this one tonight. A fly ball to right.
And while we have a moment, I'll set the Tigers defensive alignment for you. In the outfield today, it is J.D. Martinez, it is Jackson in center, and also Hunter, Miggy, Kinsler, Romine, Don Kelly round out the infield, and Alex Avila. He is a catcher here tonight.
Don Kelly can play just about anywhere you put him tonight. That is third base in place of Castellanos. Here's Melky Cabrera, 10 for 18 career against Sanchez. And he takes ball 1 outside. Melky batting .308. He is second right now in the major leagues in hits with 74. The 1-0 sails outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Cabrera.
And Melky Cabrera going through a lot of what some of the Tiger hitters are going through. You play in the shadow of some of your big boys. He plays in the shadow of Bautista in Encarnacion.
That's in there, a strike, 2-1.
And he's having a nice year.
Well, he had a really good year several years back with KC. That earned him a contract with San Francisco, and then he was suspended 50 games a couple of years ago for PEDs. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed.
He's a good off-speed pitcher, but Sanchez just threw him a really good changeup at 78 miles an hour. He pulled a string on him. Actually, that was a slider.
Here's the 2-2. Low, 3-2. So Anibal now has gone full on the first 2 batters of the game. There is Bautista waiting on deck. Massive power in the middle of their lineup. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 gone.
Told you that Melky Cabrera is a good breaking ball hitter, but that's a breaking ball that he can't catch up with. It's a breaking ball down at the bottom of the zone located in a beautiful area.
Now here's part of that power we talked about. Jose Bautista standing in with 2 outs.
His bat is the lightning quick. He has some Gary Sheffield bat quickness.
Ooh, that's quick.
Oh, no doubt.
And that's it for a strike 0-1.
There may not be another right-hander in this league that gets the bat from A to B as fast as Bautista does.
Sanchez with the 0-1, and it bounces in. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bautista.
You don't want to make mistakes against Bautista on the inside part of the plate. That's where that 400 and that 500 sits. He loves the ball down the middle, across the board, inside and outside. You can get him up and in, and you can also get him down and away.
Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Routine play there for Romine. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Anibal Sanchez. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. Set to take his swings. The Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Kinsler, Hunter, and Miggy at the top of the lineup. Victor, the DH today. J.D. Martinez in left. Don Kelly is at third. Austin Jackson, maybe this will get him going. He's been good in his career against Toronto. Avila and Romine rounded out for the Detroit Tigers, and they are facing Mr. Drew Hutchison.
Hutchinson was scheduled to start Saturday, but they pushed him back a couple of starts for this start here against the Tigers. Tommy John surgery just a couple of years ago. They're going to watch him very closely this season. Numbers not bad for Hutchinson. 4-3 with a sub-4 ERA.
Ian Kinsler will be the first man to face him. And it's grounded foul right at third base. Banged it off his foot.
But watch the velocity tonight of Hutchinson. They say that his velocity has been down the last number of starts, last 4 in particular. That first fastball, 2-seam variety, just 89 miles an hour to Ian. But when he's right, he can get up to 93, 94.
Kinsler right now is tied for second in the American League. 22 multiple hit games this year. 304 batting average. Ian is going to foul that one off with a check swing. He is hoping that the return home will get his bat going a little bit. Kinsler was just 3 for 27 on the last road trip. And Ian right now is the only guy in the Tigers lineup today that has faced Hutchison. He is 1 for 4 career against the right-hander. Here's the 0-2. They will appeal. Oh, he went around, says Jim Wolf down at first base. 1 out.
Hutchison features a fastball, slider, and a changeup, and Ian may have gone a little bit too far there, according to Jim Wolf.
It'll bring up Torrey Hunter. Of Gorgeous night at the ballpark here tonight. We had great weather on the West Coast. It was in the 70s every single day. But it's good to be back home. And Torrey takes one down the middle, strike one. Hunter at 276. He's hit 8 home runs this year. Fouled straight back 0-2. Six hits on the road trip for Torrey. He's knocked in 29 this season. Trying to set things up for Miguel Cabrera waiting on deck. And it's lifted in the air. Right field. Bautista is under it, and there are 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the Toronto Blue Jays starting defense. It's brought to you by Tim Hortons. They've got an outstanding outfield. And they've got a bunch of guys in an outfield that could really throw. Cabrera, Ghost, and also Bautista. 5 assists already for Bautista. And Reyes and Laurie up the middle. Francisco Encarnacion on the corners. And Navarro is their catcher.
Cabrera at 325 on the road trip. Hit 346. Really one of the few Tigers that consistently was able to swing the bat, because Tigers on that road trip hit just 213 as a club. They were shut down by the young man Elias on Sunday in Seattle.
Hutchinson trying to quick pitch Miguel Cabrera. Miguel simply asked for timeout and was given timeout from the home plate umpire Tony Randazzo.
Here's the 0-1. 0-2 now. Fastball up and in on Miggy.
And no hitter in this league is batting better than Miggy against right-handed pitching. He comes in .357 against righties with most of his power damage. 8 home runs and 42 ribbies.
Hutchison with the 0-2. Whistled foul.
If you're going to climb the ladder on Miguel, you better get up a little bit higher. He does have tremendous bat range. He can get up there around his letters and catch up to a 90-mile-per-hour fastball.
The other half of the dynamic duo in the middle of the Tigers lineup waiting on deck, Victor Martinez. That slides low and away, and the count goes 1-2. Cabrera had 9 hits on the road trip. He has hit safely in 8 of his last 10 ball games. Hutchison trying to work quickly. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing in again. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Brett Laurie, their second baseman, playing Miguel a little bit differently than we see most shifts against Miggy. Sometimes they shade him a little bit further over to the second base bag, but that's their shorts. I mean, their second baseman. Just he and Encarnacion are on the right side of the infield, but Laurie about 6-7 steps deep up the middle on the grass.
I really find it fascinating to see how the different teams play Cabrera so differently defensively. And that is in the air toward right field, slicing away from Bautista. I mean, aren't all the scouting reports pretty much going to be the same?
Pretty much are the same. I think a guy like John Gibbons, who was the bench coach in Kansas City, he obviously had a chance to watch Miguel do lots of damage. Ron Gardenhire, the manager of the Minnesota Twins, doesn't overshift Miggy. These guys aren't going on this new data where it says Miggy's a pull hitter. They're going on what their eyesight has told them the last number of years regarding Miguel Cabrera.
Hutchison missing high, and the count fills now 3-2. You can see the hits by direction. 24 up the middle, 27 to left field.
You don't win 3 batting titles if you're a dead pull hitter.
Here's the full count pitch. Soft ground ball to second base. It'll roll into short right field where Laurie has it and throws him out.
Laurie didn't have to move.
Scouting report dead on there. Well, it's time now for the Bernstein advantage. Anibal Sanchez has had the Bernstein advantage since April the 26th, a 1.57 ERA in that span, and all the rest of the numbers extremely good as well. Sanchez has been pitching some of his best baseball.
There are a lot of guys in the American League that get a whole lot more press than Anibal Sanchez does, but he really, as far as stuff is concerned, he takes a backseat to nobody.
No, and he would be the ace of many staffs in baseball. Sanchez right now, of course, paired with Verlander. And also Max Scherzer on the staff. So the top three all very good. But Scherzer, of course, with the Cy Young, and Verlander, a former Cy Young winner and MVP. They get the press. Here's Encarnacion batting .271.
This cat got 19 homers already?
He does. Is that good?
That's real good.
That's good. Here's the 1-1. In there for a strike.
His manager, John Gibbons, said he's a late bloomer. Really, the last couple of years, Encarnacion has put up some real nice numbers. They got him from the Cincinnati Reds a few years ago.
Well, a couple of years ago in 2012, he hit 42 home runs. He is on pace to go way beyond that.
And people thought that was a fluke.
Right. But he followed that up with another really good year last year. Two balls and two strikes on Edwin Encarnacion. Ground ball left side, and a running scoop there by Romine, who throws him out. One gone. Well, we talked about Verlander on this staff along with Scherzer and Sanchez. JV talks about his teammate Anibal Sanchez.
Obviously, his stuff sticks out. You know, and his ability to throw any pitch in any count. You know, he's got, it seems like 100 different pitches. He just throws them all at different speeds, different locations, and you know, if you're watching throughout the course of a game, he can really screw up a hitter's timing.
And in the end, isn't that what pitching is all about?
Yes, it is. Sanchez told me a story when he first came over from the Marlins. This was a couple of years ago. He said when he was young, when he came up in the Boston Red Sox organization, he was averaging over a strikeout per inning first couple of years, but he was always tired after the fourth or fifth inning because he was throwing 97, 98 miles an hour, and he would just get gassed. And he said by watching Pedro Martinez, who was pitching for Boston at the time, and also watching Greg Maddux a lot because they played on TV a lot when he was pitching for the Atlanta Braves, he learned how to change speeds and to make life a little bit easier for himself. And then when he needed to go get 95, 96, he still had that. But that's where he really learned how to change speed with all of his pitches, by watching Pedro and watching Greg Maddux.
Adam Lind looking at a ball high, and the count goes to 2-1.
Maddux will go into the Hall of Fame this year, and Pedro, he should follow whenever he is eligible.
You know what always fascinated me about Pedro Martinez? He was not a big guy at all. And man, could he throw hard.
Intimidating, too. Yeah. He wasn't afraid to throw that fastball inside. He would put you on your backside in a hurry.
Put it in your ribs, too. 3-1 the count. Brett Lawrie on deck. Popped up foul back out of play. 3-2 on Adam Lind.
You know, we talk a lot about Bautista. We also talk about Encarnacion and all the power they've displayed. Adam Lind not hitting for a whole lot of power, but when runners in scoring position, he is doing major damage, and he's also hitting .357.
(3-2) in the air, center field. That's a routine play for Jackson, who stares into the sunlight.
Already quite a few three-ball counts for Anibal Sanchez. He's going to have to get himself some easier outs if he wants to stay in this contest past the seventh. This is something the Blue Jays have started to do a lot of. Try to wear down the starting pitching and get into some of the weaker links in all the team's bullpens that they go up against.
3 of the 5 hitters so far. Sanchez gone to a 3-ball count. Brett Lawrie stands in. And he looks at a strike. 0-1. Lawrie at .239. He's hit 8 home runs. He also has had limited playing time, or did last year, because of an oblique injury, which put him on the DL.
Something's going to have to give here tonight. Anibal Sanchez has not given up one gopher ball this year. And the Blue Jays come in leading the league. They've hit 82 as a team.
Here's the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lawrie. The 9 strikeouts that Sanchez had in his last start were a season high in that game he pitched against the Athletics. Here's the 1-2. High towering fly ball. Shallow left field for J.D. Martinez. And Sanchez has another 1-2-3 inning. 6 up, 6 down as we go to the bottom of the second. Victor Martinez will start things off for Detroit.
Outstanding months of May, and Victor Martinez is no different. He compiled a .372 batting average with 9 big flies and 21 ribbies in the month of May, and it really didn't matter whether he was slashing from the left side or turning on balls down and in from the right side. Victor, his hand-eye coordination has been exceptional all season long.
And he will get things rolling here as we head to the bottom of the second in a scoreless game here at the ballpark.
Sometimes we forget how hot Victor was down the stretch last year. He hit .361 the second half of the year.
Yeah, after that slow start, Martinez really came on post All-Star break, and it really has been a continuation of the end of 2013.
So it's been a calendar year that he's been punishing American League opponents.
Some Victor fans there. Martinez with the 1-1 coming. It's grounded foul. Victor to be followed by J.D. Martinez and then Don Kelly. Tigers coming back home for a week after spending a week on the road. They finished the road trip at 3-4. Hutchison now with the 1-2. And it's low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. These two teams last year met a total of 7 times. The Tigers won 5 of the 7 in the season series last year. That's fouled off. I was looking at some of the numbers on Martinez. You were talking about the fact that he has only 13 strikeouts all year.
Right.
He's got almost as many intentional walks as he does strikeouts, which is just crazy.
Yeah, some of the numbers that he's putting up are amazing.
10 intentional walks this year, which is among the league leaders. Hutchison ready with the 2-2. Victor rips one down the right field line. It is a foul ball. He punched that thing.
You got to have a lot of tricks in your bag if you're going to strike Victor Martinez out. He strikes out the fewest in plate appearances in the American League. And Victor goes 17.2 at bats per strikeout.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hutchison is a right-hander out of Lakeland, Florida. Went to Lakeland High School. So I'm sure he caught many Tiger spring training games. At Joker Marchant. There's a drive into right field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. Martinez will hold up with a long single.
We told you about the arm of Bautista in right field. It is an outstanding throwing arm. 5 assists, and the ball was hit so hard by Victor Martinez. You knew it was going to be difficult for him to get a double. That's just a fastball right down the middle, about a belt buckle high, that Victor just absolutely rips to the pull field. Put the brakes on, young man.
First hit of the ball game for either side. That'll bring up J.D. Martinez. J.D. has really had a solid campaign for the Tigers for the amount of playing time he gets. He is a player that comes off the bench with an occasional start, as he is getting one here tonight. And that's one thing Brad Ausmus has been really good at, is keeping his bench players active.
He's a good fastball hitter, and Brad knows that if he's going to keep J.D. sharp for his pinch hitting roles, that he has to give him an occasional start.
Yeah, Brad recently said if you're going to ask a guy to come on and pinch hit, typically against the other team's closer or 8th inning guy, which is what he would do as a pinch hitter many times, then you've got to give him at bats to keep him somewhat sharp. And J.D. has been able to get his share. It was 3 for 7 on the road trip. Checked it, fouled it back. 1-2. Hutchison was scheduled to start Saturday. They called up their top pitching prospect, Marcus Stroman. He got the start in that game, and they pushed Hutchison back to tonight. Ooh, he tried to hold up, unable to do it though, and there's a strikeout. Second of the ball game now for the Jays right-hander.
I've already noticed a pattern with their catcher, Navarro. Once Hutchinson gets ahead of these Tigers hitters, he simply climbs the ladder with that fastball in the low 90s. Several fastballs have been above the belt buckle to several Tigers hitters once Hutchinson's gotten ahead of them.
Here's Don Kelly. Strike 1 to Kelly in the outside corner. Kelly had 8 at bats on the road trip, was 3 for 8, and is batting .266 on the season. He'll take that one low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Waiting on deck, Austin Jackson. Runner goes. Fouled back out of play. Kelly was swinging.
That is something that Jim Leyland did a lot of when he was managing the Tigers. He put hit and runs on quite frequently in 1-1 counts, and there's no doubt that was a hit and run with Victor on first base. He does not get the straight steal.
So it's 1-2 now on Kelly. Tigers got a leadoff single from Martinez. He's there now with 1 out. And the 1-2. Line out of the reach. Francisco at third into left field. A single for Kelly, putting 2 men aboard.
Well, maybe the Toronto Blue Jays coming to town is exactly what Austin Jackson needs to get himself going. He has had monster numbers against the Blue Jays in 27 games. The average approaching 400. He scored a bunch of runs. The on-base percentage is well over 400 as well. So Austin Jackson got off to a real nice start this year, but he's been slowed down in the month of May.
Well, he hit .371 last year against him with a home run, 4 RBIs. 2 men on here with 1 man out.
We told you the arms of the Toronto Blue Jays. They have 3 guys in the outfield that can really throw. And even though Ghost plays center field, he still has the ability to throw you out at any of the bases. Cabrera and Bautista on the corners have outstanding arms, which means Dave Clark, their third baseman, has already made a decision as to what he's going to do if Jackson gets a base hit.
Wave and a miss, 1-1.
Those are some of the things as a third base coach you have to make sure that you know when the game starts. Outfielders that can really throw the baseball.
So you don't just stroll out to that white box down the line at third?
No, Dave Clark puts in a lot of work.
1 ball, 1 strike. And again, Hutchison stays away, but he missed. 2-1. Jackson on the trip was 2 for 24. There's Avila waiting on deck. Here's the 2-1. Strike call. 2-2 now on Austin Jackson. Drew Hutchison was 5-3 as a rookie for the Blue Jays a couple of years ago in 2012, and then Tommy John surgery happened. Sliced to center field on a line, but it's going to be caught there by Ghost. 2 outs. Jackson hit it hard, but straight it goes. We'll take a base hit now from Avila. Alex had just 1 hit on the road trip, 1 for 17. Looking for the clutch 2-out hit here to give the Tigers the lead. They have the only 2 hits of the game so far. Wave and a miss. Hutchison had himself a 1-2-3 first. He has given up 2 singles here in the second. Martinez and Kelly aboard. And the 0-1 off the outside part of the plate. Blue Jays had 21 wins in the month of May. They hit 48 home runs. I mean, this is a team that really got rolling last month. They just finished a 10-game homestand. They finished 8-2 on that homestand at Rogers Center. Here's the 1-1, and it's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
John Gibbons' Blue Jays are playing a lot this year, like many experts expected them to play last year. There were a lot of people that felt like the Blue Jays were the class of the East, but lots of injuries to their pitching staff, injuries to Jose Reyes, and they just didn't perform all that well. They did not have a good year.
Well, they're keeping guys in the lineup this year, and Mark Burley has been pitching sensational baseball.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the 2-1. Way inside, 3-1. You would think that a team that has a 10-game homestand would go on the road for at least a week, week and a half, but not so. They'll play here in Detroit for 3 and then go right back home. Another 6 more at home for the Jays. 3-1 on Avila. Let's see what he gets to hit here with 2 men on, 2 men out. Swing and a miss.
Outstanding pitch there by Hutchinson. Really nice game calling by Navarro. Not giving in to Avila with the fastball, simply threw a straight change at 85 miles an hour, and Avila swung right over the top of it. We've seen him do that a couple of times today. Fastball counts, simply go to something off speed, and it's worked both times.
Runners going. It's bounced toward the right side of the infield. Pitcher will have to cover, and Hutchison does so as Encarnacion tosses first. Inning is over. Tigers threaten but do not score. Good to be back home here. The Tigers enjoying the homestand. Game 1 against the Blue Jays. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. We harken back to October 2nd through the 4th of 1987, and Tigers fans will recall this.
No doubt about that. And Tigers beating the Toronto Blue Jays that final weekend of the season. There is Frank Tanana shuffling the ball over to Darrell Evans.
They swept the Blue Jays and won the division back in the day when you could run out on the field. October 2nd through the 4th, Tigers entered that series with the Blue Jays trailing by a game and then swept them. Good times. Here's a ball outside to Juan Francisco, who starts it off here in the 3rd. Francisco, Navarro, and Gose. 7, 8, 9 facing Sanchez. Line to center field. That's going to be a base hit, maybe more. It's going to get by Jackson and go to the wall. Francisco is on his way to second. He'll lumber in there with a double. First hit of the ball game for the Blue Jays.
Francisco gets most of his at-bats against right-handed pitching Brett Lawrie, he goes to second base when Francisco's in the lineup. It's a fading changeup he stays with, rips it to center field. And Jackson couldn't cut it off.
Never a good sign when you see the center fielder's number. That means he's running after a ball. Francisco now 18 of his 32 hits are for extra bases this year. Here is Deoner Navarro. He's been hot of late. Ball 1 from Sanchez. Navarro last year with the Cubs hit 300. Was signed as a free agent by the Blue Jays last December. And that ball stays away, but missed outside. 2-0. Sanchez 6 up, 6 down to start this game. Then a leadoff double here by Francisco. Navarro checked his swing on 2-0, and it's 2-1.
Sanchez is trying to prevent Navarro from doing his job with nobody out. His job is to get Francisco at least to third base, and if he's fortunate enough to drive him in. But every pitch that Sanchez has thrown to Navarro has been pitches on the outside part of the plate. Those pitches are more difficult for Navarro to pull towards second base.
He pulls that one to first, but foul. 2-2 the count.
And Sanchez has that changeup, and he throws it here to Navarro. Navarro stayed back as long as he can. You can see by the swing and how he approaches the baseball. He's trying his best to hit something towards second base or first base.
He almost pulled it off, but he pulled it just foul.
He can climb the ladder here with a real good fastball and get strike 3 if that's what he's thinking.
Bouncing ball first base side. Oh, Cabrera's going to third. The tag. How about that play from Miggy?
We talk about Miguel Cabrera all the time and his baseball IQ. Francisco is not a fast runner. Miguel simply grabs it and fires the ball over to third base. Don Kelly very accurately. Don Kelly applies the tag to the back of Francisco before the hand gets on the bag. You don't see this play every day, but it does not shock me that Miguel Cabrera pulled it off.
No, you hardly see that play, but Cabrera, it looked like he knew what he wanted to do immediately when that ball was hit.
Well, I think he saw Francisco lumbering around first when he got that double. He said, you know what, I might have a shot.
He wasn't exactly picking him up and putting him down, was he?
Yeah, I might have a shot at throwing this guy at a third on a ground ball to me.
And he just basically lobbed it across the diamond. No, he had more on it than that. Perfect throw, perfect tag. Cabrera
looking in their dugout now. He's a beauty.
Big play there. 1 on 1 out. They lose 90 feet in that exchange. And if you're Navarro, you're thinking, well, it did my job.
Yeah, he did his job. But Miguel just heads up and Francisco takes off. And usually on most nights, you'll be able to get over to third base because most first basemen, they take the out at first base.
Yeah, they wouldn't even attempt that throw. Would you say that's the most underrated part of Cabrera's game, arm strength?
Yes, and accuracy.
And accuracy, right?
Yeah, he's got a really strong arm, and he's very accurate with his arm.
Reyes waiting on deck. Ghosts behind in the count, 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sanchez has not lost or taken a loss in his start since April 21st. Swing and miss. He tied up Ghost there. There's a strikeout for out of ball. Time for a game break now. Back to the studio we go. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. Here we are still scoreless as we play in the top of the third as well. And Reyes looks at a ball outside, 1-0.
Next road trip, Mickey York rolling with us. Did you know that?
I did know that. It's going to be fun. Heading to Chi-Town. That's a 4-game series there in Chicago. And Thursday's game is a night game.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're not giving us a day game there. They're the standings in the Central. Vizquel trying to get a hold of his defense, apparently. One and 0 the count on Jose Reyes. Ball high. 2-0. When we saw him in interleague play with the Mets a few years back, man, he was as exciting as it was.
He's got a real nice highlight reel against the Tigers that he compiled when he was wearing that Mets uniform.
He's ahead 2-0. And he sends one foul off the end of the bat.
When healthy, he's a fun player to watch. He is fearless on the base paths. There's not many faster than Jose. He's a switch hitter. Lots of triples, lots of doubles. Plays the game with a lot of energy.
Well, he's had 3 separate seasons of at least 60 stolen bases, including one year he stole more than 70. 2-1 pitch, foul back, 2-2. Reyes has also led his league in triples 4 separate times. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him, strike 3, and Reyes is punched out. 3rd strikeout of the game for Sanchez. Cabrera's usually showing off with his bat. This inning, showing off with his defense. Nice throw, cutting down Francisco at 3rd. In the news today with more on that, here's Shannon Hogan.
Yeah, Mario, he definitely had a little more pep in his step when he was walking out for stretching today. The reason why, well, he was a clue in the crossword puzzle, and USA Today 7 down. The question, Max Scherzer's pride. The answer, ARM, arm. Max actually tweeted the whole thing out, and he thought maybe they should have done a little more research. He would have thought a correct answer would be DIC for his eyes. If you're confused, I was too. Did a little research, talked to Max. Apparently, when you go to the DMV to get your license, if you have 2 different colored eyes like Max does, they don't put like blue, brown, or abbreviations of those together. They put DIC because they don't know what color his eyes are. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting, but he felt like this was a new step for him. When you're in USA Today, you know you've made it, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's a ball driven to left field and caught there by Cabrera. I mean, how many guys get into the crossword puzzle?
No, you've arrived.
You have arrived.
Maxwell has officially arrived.
Now, I will say, and I will disagree with Max, it should have been his arm. That certainly is his pride, as opposed to DIC for the color of his arms. But you know what? That's how he feels.
Yeah, his bread is buttered.
Not with his eyes, with his
that
arm.
red arm, right, that right arm.
1 out for Kinsler.
Nice at bat there by Roman.
Hit a bullet right at the left fielder Cabrera. Kinsler struck out back in the 1st. Soft roller left side of the infield. Gonna have to barehand this one, and it's scooped at first base by Encarnacion.
Real nice play on both ends. And because the ball not hit very hard, and Reyes had to come in do or die fashion, he grabbed it in the palm of the hands, and then he got it to the fingertips, and with a strong arm flipped it over to the diamond, but he needed help from Encarnacion.
Nicely done there. And nicely done on the other end on the backhanded scoop by the first baseman. That sinks low. 1 ball, no strikes on Torrey Hunter. Torrey last year against the Blue Jays, .419. And he knocked in 8 runs in the season series. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 the count on Hunter. Torrey fly to right field his first time up. Trying to keep the 3rd inning going here and give Cabrera a chance. And he got him. Strike three. Caught him looking. 1-2-3 inning for Drew Hutchison. On Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Chrysler, by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849, and by Johnsonville. Sausage is all we can do. Spectacular night for baseball here in downtown Detroit. Two really good teams, Tigers and the Jays, two first-place teams as we head to the fourth. Anibal Sanchez back to the hill. He throws ball one to Melky Cabrera. Bautista and then Encarnacion, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for John Gibbons. In the air to center field. Jackson started in. Now he's back. And one out. Cabrera now is 0 for 2. All right, predictions for tonight's Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Frozen Strawberry Lemonade, only at McDonald's. I'm going with Alex Avila tonight.
I got Sanchez tonight, and so far, so good.
The crew is going with Ian Kinsler. Those are our selections. Yeah, Sanchez right now looking really good. Gave up a leadoff double in the third, but they stranded him. Jose Bautista. Strike one.
Bautista stands right on top of the plate. As a matter of fact, once he sets and before the pitch is thrown, his hands are literally resting right over the top of home plate. That's why he is so dangerous on pitches inside, and what a good pitch that was right there by Sanchez. Right on top of home plate.
Bautista was able to reach base in his first 37 consecutive games this year, which was a club record.
He is a much more patient hitter this season. He is leading the league in walks and on base percentage.
Now the 0-2. Did you know that Bautista and Encarnacion have combined for 33 home runs, and the Royals as a team have 25?
Wow.
So not only do they have more, but a pretty good advantage over the entire Royals team. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss.
Stop it, Anibal.
Going to throw down to first to complete that strikeout, and there are two gone. That is the fourth punch out now for Sanchez.
This is why Anibal Sanchez is so good. It's our bell tire pitch by pitch. First pitch slide piece, gets over, locates a nice changeup outside at 88. Then if Bautista fouls off a really good two-strike pitch, and then he finishes him off with a changeup even slower than the previous changeup. Verlander was talking about that earlier, that Sanchez, it's like he has about 10 different pitches because he changes speeds on all 4 pitches that he does feature.
Well, here is Encarnacion. He bounced out his first time up 0 for 1, batting .270 with 19 home runs. 16 of them came in the month of May. 2-0. Bautista still muttering.
Oh, Anibal got him talking to himself.
Oh, look out. There goes the bat. Not quite to the seats, fortunately.
Another outstanding breaking ball thrown by Anibal Sanchez. Curveball at 79 miles an hour. As hot as Bautista has been, he wants that bat back.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. That bat was awfully good to him in the month of May. Usually when a bat kind of flies in the stands, if the hitter's not going all that well, they'll just let the fan have it, because he probably has, on a 4-game trip, he probably has 10 bats in his bat bag in the clubhouse. But when you're as hot as he is, you're not going to give up the bat. Gave the fan a new one, though.
2-1 on Encarnacion. Two and 2 the count. Now he almost got the ball as well.
He is all prepared. You need to be when you sit in that front row.
Got that right.
She's prepared too.
Here's the 2-2. And he just got a piece of that one to stay alive. .50 RBIs already for Encarnacion. He has had this year 5 multi-homer games. Low and in, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's that hard changeup that Sanchez was throwing his last start against the Oakland Athletics. His changeup was registering speeds of 88 and 89 miles an hour.
Pulled foul. Eighth pitch of this at bat coming up. Sun's starting to set a little bit here at the ballpark, so no sunshine on the field at this point. 3-2 is rolled foul again, so he continues to battle Sanchez. The 50 RBIs for Encarnacion is trailing Nelson Cruz of the Orioles. He has 52 driven in. Cruz also leads the league in homers. Driven to right field. That looks like trouble. It's going to get down and go to the wall. Extra bases for Encarnacion. And he'll pull in with a 2-out, 2-base hit.
That's just a really good at-bat by Encarnacion. I mean, he got a lot of off-speed stuff from Anibal Sanchez. Then Sanchez reached back to get 94 with this fastball that he threw here to Encarnacion. And he was waiting for it, slicing it in the right field corner for a double. That's the first fastball he threw him in the pitch sequence.
So the Jays get another hit on the board. This of the 2-out variety. That is their second hit of the game.
Anibal Sanchez has a base open. The way that Lind has been swinging the bat with runners in scoring position, be very careful right here.
Strike one. Lind fly to center field his first time up.
But really is pick your poison, because Laurie in the on-deck circle, he has good numbers with runners in scoring position, but one's a left-hander and one's a right-hander.
Yeah, Laurie's at 373. The 0-1 pitch. Whistle to right field on a line, but caught by Torrey Hunter. Hit it hard, but straight at him. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Miguel Cabrera leads it off for the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th. Tonight, game 1 in this series. Here's the latest All-Star balloting. These numbers just came out. Looks like Ian Kinsler has dropped to second in the second base voting.
Toronto is well represented as we speak in left field and right field. Encarnacion, if he continues his assault on American League pitching, he'll be there as well in some capacity.
So will Miguel Cabrera, currently leading at first base, and he rolls that one foul. Cabrera and then Martinez and then Martinez. Victor and JD. Miguel bounced out his first time up. Hutchinson works quickly. The 1-1. Couldn't hold up. 1-2. Hutchinson had a really good start earlier this year. In fact, he outdueled Yu Darvish with a complete game shutout win, a 2-0 victory. It was back on May 16th. And he got him. Strike 3. Cabrera caught looking. And a few words for Tony Randazzo as he walks away.
Told you the velocity in the last 4 starts for Hutchinson has been down, but this last one thrown at 93, you can't locate it any better than he located that one. About 64% of the pitches that Hutchinson has thrown so far this evening have been a fastball, so he's mixing them up very nicely. Does not have a curveball. He is slider changeup with the secondary pitches.
Here's Martinez. He looks at strike 1.
Hutchinson also 10 of 13 so far. First pitch strikes to the Tigers batting lineup this evening.
That'll help you succeed.
Well, you can expand the strike zone for sure once you get ahead,
as he has done here. 0-2. Hutchinson's last start was a 10-5 win over Tampa. He won that game despite giving up 3 homers. He walked 4 and didn't strike anybody out. Was able to weave his way through that line. Of course, he got a lot of run support, which helped on that day. Here's JD Martinez on deck. And that's a foul ball down the left field line. One and 2 on Victor. Singled back in the second. Tigers had their best scoring chance in that inning. 2 on with only 1 out, but Jackson lined to center field and Avila bounced out.
Seems like Victor really doesn't concentrate till he gets 2 strikes on him, and then he just locks in.
Well, that's a tough break right there. He ended up giving it to him. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball. Short right field. Off the glove of Laurie. He had that shift on against him, but Laurie had too long of a run.
Well, Laurie was playing deep at the second base position. That's what they do against the pull left-handers. You can see where Laurie is at. So once Victor hits this ball right back up the middle, even Victor that does not have a great speed, Laurie is not going to throw Victor out from right there. It's the second time today where Hutchinson's been able to get ahead of Victor Martinez with 2 strikes, and Victor's 2 for 2.
That's why Martinez has struck out just 13 times all year. Doesn't matter what the count. Here's JD. It's funny because Martinez said the other day, you know, really it's no fun batting with 2 strikes, but these numbers tell a different story.
The league average is about 175 with 2 strikes. Victor is nearly double that.
Oh my goodness. 350. JD waits on a 1-0. Down the right field line and deep, going back to the corner. Bautista makes a basket catch. Ball kept slicing away from him. Looked like he had a little trouble with it. 2 down.
That ball looked like it was going foul off the bat of G.D. Martinez initially, but there's a lot of wind very high up in the air here today, pushing that ball back into foul territory, so it didn't carry out. A lot of wind blowing to left field here.
Bautista indicating he had trouble seeing it. Kelly cuts and misses 0-1. Don had a base hit back in the second, helping to set up that scoring chance. 277 on the year now for Kelly. Here's the 0-1. Hutchison may be familiar to some fans in Lansing. He played for the Lugnuts a couple of years ago, the Midwest League team in Lansing. Had a good year that year, 6-2 with a 2.63 earned run average. Then was called up to their high A team. Fly ball toward left, foul, and back out of play. 1-2 on Don Kelly. There's Jackson waiting on deck. Bouncing ball foul. Oh, Vizquel. He short hopped that ball.
Omar didn't really need a glove when he played.
Little flare at the end too. Now the 1-2 again. Driven to right field, and Bautista runs in to make the catch. Tigers get a hit, stranded man, 4 in the books. No score. And Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit, and by the new Chevy Silverado light duty and heavy duty lineup. What's up? You know, every time I went to one of those rides and threw as hard as I could, my arm hurt for like the next 3 days.
Did it really?
Yeah, I mean, I would just let it go, and I'd get up to about 48, 49 miles an hour.
I'm sure a lot of people had some arm pain after airing it out. Ooh. That's the Verlander jersey on too. I see you, little man.
He's not messing around either. Control a little bit off, but that's okay.
Well, he's not looking at the target.
No. Here's Brett Laurie to lead it off as we go to the 5th inning. Laurie, then Francisco, and then Navarro.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Anibal Sanchez locked in another pitcher's duel 5 days ago. He had a duel with Scott Kazmir of the Oakland Athletics. And Kazmir got the best of the Tigers that day.
No runs on 3 hits tonight for the Tigers. No runs, 2 hits for Toronto. Laurie is 0 for 1. 2-2 the count. He came in hitting .302 over his last 32 games. He's also hit safely in 10 of his last 11, trying to get something started here in the 5th for Toronto. Ball low, 3-2. Two first-place teams hooking up here at Comerica Park. Blue Jays 4-game lead over New York in the East coming in. Chopper left side of the infield. Kelly backs up, and Laurie is out by a step.
Here's Anibal Sanchez 5 days ago against the Oakland Athletics. He was simply sensational. Lots of breaking balls really early in this game. He had them out in front. He had a lot of the very good Oakland athletic hitters fooled and off that off-speed pitch. Then he started to climb the ladder. A lot of fastballs, 94, 95 and above, and they just continue to chase all those fastballs. It is fun to watch him pitch when he gets on rolls like he was against Oakland.
He threw 111 pitches in that game, 8 1/3, 9 strikeouts. The shift is on for Juan Francisco, who doubled to left center his last time up. 7 of his 9 home runs have been hit in the month of May, or were hit in the month of May. The 1-0 pitch is ripped foul down the right field line.
Usually you hit 7 homers in a calendar month. You're going to get some recognition, but he did not get much because Encarnacion, their first baseman, was just going off.
Yeah, that's chump change for Encarnacion. He hit 16. The 1-1. 2-1 the count.
It's been a long time since these Blue Jays have gone to the postseason. In '93, under Cito Gaston, who was a tremendous manager, and guys like Olerud and Alomar and Tony Fernandez, Devon White, Joe Carter.
Ground ball, first base side, backhanded by Cabrera.
This squad
Sanchez
here
covers.
kind of reminds me a little bit of that team from an athletic standpoint.
Hey, Comerica Park Party Suites for select July games are discounted $30 per person and include a $300 food credit plus an overnight stay at Motor City Casino Hotel. Pretty good deal. 313-471-2255 for more information, or Tigers.com.
We got 3 guys on that '93 team that are in the Hall of Fame: Alomar, Ricky Henderson, and Paul Molitor.
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run. Joe Carter's walk-off in the World Series. Deanna Navarro standing in. Here's a strike call, 1-1. There's a '93 team you talked about through 58 games. They were 35-23. Scoring about the same amount of runs per game. A few more home runs so far this year, 82 of them now for Toronto. Down the left field line, slicing foul. That'll jump back into the seats.
Of course, Pat Gillick was the architect of those real good Blue Jays teams in the early '90s, and he was known as a really good baseball man at that time.
Here's the 2-2. High 3-2. The '93 World Series capped off by the home run Joe Carter hit off of Mitch Williams. Here's the 3-2, and he got him. He started walking away before they even got the appeal from Brian Gorman. 1-2-3 inning as Sanchez gets another strikeout, his 5th of the game. Tigers baseball presented by Belt Tire.
Contest, and let's make that our Comerica Bank game summary. McGill made a real nice play in the 3rd inning, getting Francisco over at 3rd base, trying to get there on a ground out. And really, Sanchez and also Hutchinson, they've done the rest in this game.
There's a bunt by Jackson that goes foul. Austin leading it off here in the 5th inning. Jackson, Avila, Romine facing Hutchison.
We'll get back to that Comerica Bank game summary after this Jackson at bat.
Austin in his first at bat hit it hard. It's a laser to center field, but it was caught by Anthony Gose. That's up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hutchison has been able to match Anibal Sanchez pitch for pitch. He's been good tonight. Up and in again, 2-1.
Yeah, he does not have the arsenal that Sanchez has, but he's put up a lot of goose eggs. Hutchinson just fastball, slider, changeup. Of course, Sanchez has 4 pitches and throws all 4 at different speeds.
Pulled to 3rd, right at Francisco. 1 out.
Hey, let's get back to that Comerica Bank game summary. Anibal Sanchez racking up quite a few strikeouts already. He has 5 of those, but we talked about Hutchinson not taking a back seat at all. He has done a very nice job keeping the hitters off balance, with the exception of Victor Martinez.
It has turned into a pitching duel here tonight. Sanchez and Hutchison. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, Shannon Hogan with you tonight from the ballpark. Joe Nickel is our producer. Mark Isofano, our director this evening. Here's a strike called on Alex Avila. And we are happy you're with us here on a spectacular night for baseball here in downtown Detroit. The boys are back home for a week. Avila is 0 for 1 with a ground out. And he sprays this one the other way, and the count is 0-2. Not too many venues beat this one here on a gorgeous night, gorgeous summer night. You get big crowds. 2 first-place teams going at it here today. Tigers a 5-game lead in the Central. Toronto a 4-game lead in the East. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He chased one out of the strike zone that time, and Avila goes down. The 5th strikeout for Drew Hutchison. Well, the Tigers have done some really good work against the American League East. Obviously not a big sampling size to this point in the season, but 8-1.
Well, they played Baltimore. They've also played the Boston Red Sox.
One on Romine. Hard hit ball this last time up. Line one to left field where Melky Cabrera ran it down. Tigers tonight have had only one runner reach second base. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Hutchinson is 14 of 18 in first pitch strikes. And that is a major reason why he has done so well here this evening.
1-2. It's only 23. Well, he came into this game having thrown 65 innings, which was already more than he threw back in 2012, his first time in the big leagues. And of course, he had the Tommy John, so he spent last year rehabbing. They really want to make sure that they watch his innings, as home plate umpire Tony Randazzo was drilled.
Ooh, that was snuck up under the mask.
It's amazing that it can do that, but it can. Kevin Rand is out to look at Randazzo.
Umpires take care of one another. The other 3 members of this crew all in at home plate checking on Tony.
He'll be sore for a little bit, but he's able to continue. And Navarro almost semi-apologized to him, letting that one get through him. Full count on Andrew Romine. 2 outs here in the 5th. No score between the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Again sliced the other way, but foul. Hutchinson now has thrown 80 in the game. Here comes number 81. Another foul back out of play. Eighth pitch in this at bat coming up to Romine. That's in the air to left. Routine play for Melky Cabrera. And Hutchison has a 1-2-3 5th inning. ball game. No runs, 2 hits Jays, no runs, 3 hits for the Detroit Tigers. And earlier tonight, look who threw out the first pitch, Ron.
RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop. Paul's is waiting for him out there. You the man, you the man.
Did he bounce it?
Well, let's find out. Yes. Little arc on it. Not a bad throw. And RoboCop throwing out the first pitch this evening. Here's Anthony Ghost to lead it off as we go to the 6th inning. Sanchez back to work. And Ghost drops down a bunt too sharply right back to the mound. 1 out. And before the game, Raji was hanging out with RoboCop.
Robo was concerned about me stealing, so I had to explain to him that, you know, this is for a good thing. We get paid to steal for a good cause. So we're actually just stealing bases. We actually give them back at the end of the day. I don't think Robo knew that, though.
Did you see Rajay bowing up for that picture, too?
Well, if you stand next to RoboCop, he's got his chest all poked out. Rajay said, let me get up here with him.
Here's Jose Reyes. That ball is sliced sharply, but right at the shortstop Romine.
That was an absolute seed off the bat of Jose Reyes.
You know, we have had some hard-hit balls hit directly at defenders tonight on both sides. And that's part of the reason why it's still scoreless. Neither pitcher has walked a batter in this game. Melky Cabrera. Strikeout, flyout. Low, ball 1. This Jays offense has only 2 hits, both of them doubles. One actually led off an inning, but they failed to score. In for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. On Melky. Strikeout and a flyout tonight for Cabrera. Checked it, strike call. Little chopper slowly toward third, foul. One and 2, the count stays on Cabrera. Played in just 88 games last year, had knee problems. This year off to a terrific start. He's knocked in 30 already with 8 home runs and an average above 300. High drive down the right field line, but he got out in front of that one. Way back into the seats, foul. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Sanchez now with the 1-2 pitch. Chopper right side of the infield. Tough hop for Cabrera. Sanchez covers. Nicely done. 3-1 on the putout. Another 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Sanchez. Miguel Cabrera. Nifty backhanded play. Hashtag Detroit fan photo for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It is brought to you by AT&T. Well, we are still looking for the game's first run. Hutchison back to work, and he throws a strike to Ian Kinsler.
He's done a lot of that today.
Popped up. First base side. Let's see if there's room. Well, there was, but he just didn't get there in time. Encarnacion watched it bounce and then back into the seats. It is Kinsler, Hunter, and Cabrera, the top three in the Tigers lineup here. No runs on 3 hits. Detroit, no runs, 2 hits for the visiting Blue Jays. Here's the 0-2. Drilled to left field. Melky Cabrera goes back to the warning track. 1 out. Time for a game break. To the studio we go. Here's Mickey York. Thank you, Mickey. Here in the bottom of the 6th, a 0-0 game. Drew Hutchison has retired 6 in a row. He will face Hunter. He's gotten him twice. Breaking ball is low, 1-0. High fly ball right field. That'll stay in the park. Bautista is just about in his tracks. 2 gone. 7 straight retired now by Hutchison. It's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday, brought to you by Meyer. Enter at www.foxsportsdetroit.com to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack that any baseball fan would love. Here's Miguel Cabrera. 0-1 on Miggy, 93 with that fastball.
Yeah, that's one of the best fastballs that Hutchinson has thrown this evening, 93. He has not gotten much above that.
One ball, 1 strike.
Overthrew that last fastball. Navarro, the catcher, wanted that ball down and away. And because Hutchinson rushed his delivery, the arm dropped. And therefore it sailed up and in.
1-2. On deck, Victor Martinez. Here's the 1-2. To right field, slicing foul. Looks like the 3rd time through is trouble territory for Hutchison. But he's been cruising along right now. He's retired 7 straight. Another foul back out of play.
Miguel struck out last time on a fastball at about 93 miles an hour on the outside black. And that Tony Randazzo called for strike 3. Hutchinson tried to get out there again.
And again, the 1-2. Checked it. Did he go? Yes, says Jim Wolf. Cabrera strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. 8 straight retired by Hutchison. 6 in the books. Still no score. Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Try Arby's Smokehouse Brisket Sandwich today. And by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. It is scoreless as we go to the top of the 7th here at Comerica Park tonight. The Tigers and Jays opening up a 3-game set here at the ballpark. And we're still looking for our first run. Sanchez and Hutchison have been really good tonight. Anibal goes back to the mound. Facing Bautista. There's ball 1. Bautista, then Encarnacion, and then Adam Lind. Trying to extend his 8-game hitting streak. A strikeout and a ground out tonight. He'd had only 5 hits between the two teams. There's the 1-0 pitch. Inside. 2 balls, no strikes. And he went around. Bautista saying get an appeal, but the home plate umpire saw it, Jose, so he doesn't need an appeal. Ooh. Okay, maybe he had a point.
That's one that he probably should have looked down to Jim Wolf. They're still beefing about it.
2-1. There's a wave and a miss. 2-2.
He got Bautista out of his game, the home plate umpire. And Bautista still upset about the 2-0 pitch. And it swung through a changeup that was out of the strike zone.
Bautista taking a tour of home plate. Now he's back into the box. Bouncing in. 3-2. Ground ball back at third, fielded there by Kelly. His throw is on the money, 1 gone. And so Bautista now is 0 for 3.
Ball hit sharply down to Don Kelly. He was on his heels, but that's because the ball had some topspin on it. But he got the best hop that he could possibly get and made the play look rather easy. Not the easiest play, but Don, no issues with it.
Encarnacion rips one foul down the left field line. How about this guy in the month of May?
A lot of firsts. Homers, extra base hits, slugging. They all add up to player of the month in the American League.
You going with Encarnacion, huh?
He won it, didn't he?
Oh, did they announce it? Oh,
Yeah.
I take it back. Okay.
No, I had Miggy.
You had, yeah,
I thought I liked Miggy's numbers better.
Yeah. Because of what we talked about on Sunday, the 100 points higher in the average column. I guess you can't argue with either guy.
No.
Balls hit hard right at the shortstop.
Tigers have had to make some plays behind Anibal tonight.
Yasiel Puig was the National League Player of the Month. 2 up, 2 down. Sanchez now is retired 9 straight.
That's one of the things that we talk about with Sanchez on a nightly basis when he's out there on that mound. The fact that he gets on these types of roles where he'll get 10, 11, 12 out in a row and look real good doing so.
Well, the other guy, unfortunately, tonight for the Tigers got on a roll, too. He's retired. Hutchison, that is, 8 straight and 14 of 15. Here is Adam Lind with 2 outs. The shift is on for Lind.
Biggest thing with the Hutchinson so far tonight is his efficiency with his first pitch strikes. Going up against the Tigers, who lead the American League in batting average.
Now the 0-1.
Here is our Xfinity high-speed pitch on Anibal Sanchez. His top fastball today, 94. 67 with one of those real slow off-speed pitches. Curveball more than likely.
1-2.
As good as his secondary pitches are, that's what he does best, though. He can spot that fastball wherever he wants to in the low to mid-90s. He spots his fastball as well as Kurt Schilling used to spot his fastball in the mid-90s. Kurt Schilling had outstanding fastball command.
Just missed on that one.
He wanted it too.
He snatched the baseball back, didn't get the call. Just off the plate.
That's where you want to miss, though, if you're going to miss with 2 strikes.
Two and two on Lynn. Brett Laurie would be next if he reaches. Here's the 2-2. Low 3-2. And for Sanchez, that was pitch number 106. The most he has thrown in a game this year was 111. That would be his last start against Oakland. He went 8 1/3 in that game, though. Popped up. Foul ground. Cabrera's under it. Boy, Sanchez on a roll now. He's retired 10 straight Blue Jays. 1, 2, 3. They go in the 7th. Anibal looking sharp again tonight. Park tonight. Anibal Sanchez getting a handshake from his manager, his pitching coach. It appears he is done for the night. And what an outing it was for Sanchez here this evening, Rod. And really, both of these guys, we had a combined 5 hits in this game from 2 of the best offensive teams in the game.
What have Sanchez done to his teammates? They haven't gotten him any run support in his last couple of outings, but he's been out there and he's been awfully dominant. And you got to give Hutchinson a lot of credit. He has pitched very well out there. We did not know he was as good as he has been as tonight.
What has Sanchez done tonight that has been so good against a team that is so good offensively, especially with the long ball?
Well, he's got the off-speed pitches to negate a fastball count. Anytime you're as good as Sanchez is and you do have the fastball, you don't throw fastballs and fastball counts to these guys. You throw off-speed pitches, you keep them off balance. And that's exactly what Anibal has done.
Yeah, to be sure. In fact, Sanchez retiring the last 10 straight that he faced in this game. In his last 2 starts, the numbers are pretty special. Only 1 walk. 15 1/3 innings and 14 strikeouts. Now it's a matter of getting the offense going here.
Victor's the only one that's been able to figure out Hutchinson today. Tigers have 2 hits and Victor's got both of them. Excuse me, Tigers have 3 hits. Victor has 2 of the 3 hits. Toronto has just 2 hits today.
Don Kelly has the other Tigers hit. 2 singles for Victor Martinez. Victor already came in leading the league in hitting, is up to 342 now with his 2 base hits.
You just wonder in a game like this, if he does walk Victor Martinez, does Rajai Davis trot out of that Tigers dugout to pinch run for him? It's getting late in this contest.
That's in for a strike.
The flip side of that is you'd hate to lose Victor's his bat for the remainder of this game, but you got to try to win the game.
Yeah, I agree, and it's getting to the point now where it's late in the game that you just might take a shot, get Rajai out there and see if he can scratch across a run.
This combination of Hutchinson and Navarro, they're not good at throwing out base stealers. I mean, they're not good at all.
3-2 pitch is in the air. That'll be academic into left field where Cabrera is waiting. 1 out. So Hutchison now has retired 9 straight. Hey, this Friday the Tigers are battling the Boston Red Sox at 7:08. Fans are invited to stay after the game for a fantastic fireworks spectacular. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Either way, don't miss the fireworks. J.D. Martinez. See if he can, as they say, run into one here. Hit the ball deep to right field his last time up, and Bautista had to go to the corner to get it. Drew Hutchison out of Lakeland High School in Lakeland, Florida. Pitching an outstanding game tonight for the Blue Jays, matching Sanchez pitch for pitch. 0-2 on J.D. Martinez. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. J.D. is out of there. 7 strikeouts for the right-hander. And he now has retired 10 straight. Here's Don Kelly. Fly ball left field. Melky Cabrera cruising over. And the offenses continue to sputter. 7 in the books.
Let's take a look at the Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. Anibal Sanchez, 7 outstanding innings once again here today. 5 days ago against the Oakland Athletics, he was as good. I didn't think he could match it, but he did here against the Blue Jays. Harmless fly balls to the outfield. Several strikeouts in the contest as well. He changed eye levels. He changed speeds. He kept them off balance, and this team came in sizzling hot.
This was Sanchez's 50th start as a Detroit Tiger. 32 of them now have been quality starts, which says a lot about the job he's done. And really, Drew Hutchison tonight has matched him. In fact, he has 7 strikeouts. Neither started with a walk, and only 5 hits allowed between them. So the number is awfully comparable, awfully close. Only 2 pitches separating the two. And now Jabba Chamberlain comes on to pitch the 8th in a wall side windows pitching change.
Jabba has done a lot of nice work this year. First year in a Tigers uniform. He's been in 25 games before this one. 11 holds, getting that ball to Joe Nathan, sub-3 ERA, and racking up tons of strikeouts. 29 strikeouts against 7 base on balls for Jabba Chamberlain.
So we'll see how the Tigers bullpen can perform tonight now that Sanchez is out of the game. Anibal had retired the last 10 straight that he had faced. By the way, join us again tomorrow. It's the middle game of this series against the Jays. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. with Tigers Live. That's Tigers Jays tomorrow at 6 right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Mr. Cabrera will be here and ready to go. He expects you to be here as well. Don't upset him. Here's Brett Lawrie to lead it off. Lawrie, Francisco, and Navarro. As Chamberlain faces the bottom portion of the lineup, and he misses up and in to Brett Lawrie. Jabba taking command of that 8th inning earlier this year. He has not relinquished it. That has been his inning. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in. 11 holds this year for Jabba, which is 3rd among American League relievers. Bouncing ball to short. 2 steps to his left. Romine. 1 out.
Let's take a look at some of the overall body of work thrown in by Jabba Chamberlain this year. The slide piece has been real good for him. As a matter of fact, he told me in that series in Oakland, he was able to start throwing that slider in the offseason right around the holidays. And once he got to spring training, he was 100% go after the Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. So Jabba Chamberlain pitching awfully well this season. Yeah, that was a slider that he also got Brett Lawrie on right there.
Here's Francisco. Ball 1. Jabba has not allowed a run in his last 8 2/3. That's how good he's been in his role. Francisco had a double back in the 3rd. And I guess you could argue that has been the best scoring chance for either team in this game.
Heads up play by Miguel Cabrera. And Francisco was on second base with nobody out, and a ground ball off the bat of Navarro to Miggy. Miggy threw him out at 3rd base. That's the play of the game so far.
2 balls and 1 strike. Shift is on for Francisco. It has been this way the entire night as Don Kelly moves from 3rd to short right field. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 on Juan Francisco.
Something else that Jabba's doing with that slider, changing speeds with it, and also working on both sides of the plate. He's working outside backdoor variety with the pitch, and also down and in toward the back foot of the left-handed batters.
High fly ball toward left, playable. J.D. Martinez. 2 up, 2 down. As promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the contest. Tweet your photo to hashtag Detroit Fan Photo for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. That is 12 straight retired by Detroit pitching. Deanna Navarro. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Kinsler to his right. That's going to be another 1-2-3 inning. This time turned in by Java Chamberlain. Pitching dominated tonight. That is what this game has been. Sanchez and Hutchison both are out of the ball game now as we go to the bottom of the 8th here at Comerica in a scoreless game. Two teams that are very good offensively have been shut down tonight. 5 hits between them. We have a wall-side windows pitching change for Toronto. Hutchison is done. Dustin McGowan is in.
And Dustin McGowan was in the starting rotation earlier this year. But the one thing with McGowan over the last number of years, he has not stayed healthy. And so they're trying to figure out a way to keep him healthy and that powerful arm in their bullpen. He's done very nice work in 7 games out of their bullpen. Power arm, 94, 95 with the fastball. Nice slider. Basically just a 2-pitch pitcher.
He's been with the Jays parts of each of the last 9 years now as Jackson leads it off. Jackson, Avila, Romine. And Austin looks at ball 1.
97 with the first fastball that McGowan uncorks. Last 7 relief appearances. And the opposition limited to a 167 batting average against McGowan.
On a line to right field, right at Bautista. That's 12 straight Tigers that have gone down now. Well, this Thursday, the Tigers face the Blue Jays at 108. The first 15,000 fans receive a Max Scherzer 2013 Cy Young Award bobblehead. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Here's Mad Max. Here's Avila. Strikeout, ground out in this game. Fouled back out of play. Rajay Davis beginning to loosen up in case the Tigers need his legs.
The former Toronto Blue Jay, he played for the Jays last year. If he does come into the game as a pinch runner, and John Gibbons, their manager, knows exactly what Rajay will be trying to do, and also the 34,000 people here in attendance.
Fly ball toward left on the move. Cabrera again, and he'll get there for the out. 2 away.
A lot of lazy fly balls today off the bats of Tigers hitters.
13 straight retired by Blue Jays pitching. 13 straight retired by Tigers pitching. See if Romine can get it started.
I got the Tigers flying out 12 times today into the outfielders.
It's a lot.
Yes, indeed.
Showing bunt, and it's ball 1. McGowan is listed at 6'3", 240.
The ball comes out of his hand nicely. And 97 miles an hour top fastball he has thrown in this inning. That last fastball to Romine was 96.
1-1.
Blue Jays might be onto something. I mean, obviously in the starting rotation, injuries and played a big part of the reason why McGowan really hasn't had a whole lot of success. But as a reliever, they may catch lightning in a bottle here.
Joe Nathan warming up in the Detroit bullpen as Romine cuts and misses.
That's something that McGowan really hasn't done a lot of in the role that he has been in lately. Hasn't thrown many changeups. He did throw changeups as a starter.
Swing and a miss, and down he goes. It's a 1-2-3 inning. 14 straight have gone down against Blue Jays pitching.
Hopefully for a walk-off win. We're going to have you covered with Tigers Live postgame as soon as this one ends. Like I said, hopefully be talking to a player after the walk-off, and we'll also hear from Brad Ausmus and other players inside the clubhouse, including Anibal Sanchez and Mickey York and Craig Monroe holding down the Coliseum Studios. Marion Rattlesnake, back up to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Here is Joe Nathan now. He will take over for the Tigers out of the bullpen.
And Nathan has pitched in 22 games so far this year, 13 saves and 17 save opportunities. The ERA is a lot higher than Joe Nathan would like to see that, but there's still a lot of season left.
Nathan will have the number 9 hitter Anthony Gose to lead it off. Then it's Reyes and Cabrera.
Very important to keep Gose off the base paths. He's got some outstanding speed.
In for a strike. Strikeout, ground out for Gose. Joe Nathan follows Jabba Chamberlain, who threw a 1-2-3-8. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 0-2.
Good slider here by Joe Nathan. And fastball about 92, 93. Good slider. He also has a curveball and a changeup.
Ghost wouldn't chase after that one. There's Reyes on deck. Two and two on Ghost. He was called up when Colby Rasmus was put on the disabled list with a hamstring problem. Now the 2-2. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Joe Nathan has allowed 2 earned runs in 3 of his last 5 outings, trying to right the ship here tonight. Keep this a scoreless game. Here's the 3-2. And he walked him. Ooh, Nathan wanted that. He just simply turned around thinking, what in the world? He was low, says Pitch Tracks and Tony Randazzo. That's the first walk of the game for either side. Goes 2 out of 3 this year in stolen base opportunities.
And Reyes obviously can handle the bat as well. He's a tremendous bunter if that's what John Gibbons wants him to do. Avila, he's been one of the best at throwing out base runners this year, attempting to steal. Ghost had a couple of different seasons in the minor leagues where he stole 76 bases one year. He also stole 70 bases one year.
Whoa.
He's got a huge lead over there. Pitch out might be in order here on one of the first 2 pitches.
In for a strike. 1-1 on Jose Reyes. 75% for his career in the major leagues. Reyes in the ballgame tonight is 0 for 3. Big lead at first by Ghost. There he goes, and a big jump, no chance for Avila, gets by him. Ghost diving into second, will have to stop there. Stolen base.
Avila has done outstanding work at throwing out base runners this year, but he had no shot here as that ball bounced on Ghost on the move. And even if he was able to pick it, it was going to be awfully difficult to throw Ghost out.
Yeah, I don't think he gets him if he does pick it. It was such a big jump. Ghost diving in easily. That's his 3rd steal of the year in 4 tries. And now the Jays have the go-ahead run in scoring position. Nobody out.
I don't know what Jose will do here, but he's got to get Ghost over to third base. He could bunt, or he could simply try to hit something to the right side of the infield.
He'll slice one to left instead. It's a base hit. Ghost will be stopped at third base as Martinez gets it back in. And the Blue Jays now have runners at first and third.
It's kind of like Anibal Sanchez's last outing, where it appeared the Oakland Athletics just simply exhaled once Sanchez left the game. And these Blue Jays already have a couple of runners on base.
That is the first Toronto hit since the 4th inning when Encarnacion doubled. Now the infield coming in for Detroit.
Avila has gone out in front of home plate, and he has instructed his infielders as to what he will do with the baseball if Jose Reyes is on first base, tries to steal second. More than likely, he will not throw it down toward second base. it'll be a free stolen base for Reyes. He already has 11 of those this year.
Melky Cabrera, the batter. 2 on, nobody out. Runner goes, and it's popped up. Left side of the infield. This will be a huge out, 1 away.
Not a good at bat there by Melky Cabrera with Reyes on the move. Reyes was given the bag at second base. They weren't going to throw it down there, and he popped up the first pitch breaking ball that Nathan threw.
Here's Bautista, and here comes Brad Ausmus.
Well, Ausmus is going to talk about the situation. You have a runner on first and third. Reyes obviously would like to steal a second base and stay out of the double play. Bautista leads their team in grounding in the double plays with 8.
Hey, Saturday, it's a full day of MLB action, beginning with the Indians taking on the Rangers on Fox Sports 1. Then it's Baseball Night in America on Fox as David Ortiz and the Red Sox head to Comerica to face your Tigers. Our MLB doubleheader begins Saturday at 3 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and continues at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
And Brad probably just wants to make sure that Nathan does a nice job at making sure that Jose Reyes doesn't get too good a jump from first base. You're not going to stop him totally, but you can slow him down.
So Nathan now has to deal with the middle of the lineup, first and third with 1 out. Scoreless game in the 9th inning. Bautista is 0 for 3, all of those at bats against Sanchez. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Romine can't get it into center field. A run will score. Reyes goes to third. He is in there sliding safely.
There was some indecisiveness between Kinsler and Romine. They weren't going to turn 2 there, and they would have been lucky probably to get just 1 out. And I don't know which out it would have been, to first base or second base. And Reyes has got good speed, but it looked like Romine was going for the ball and just kind of peeled off. Therefore, Bautista gets a base hit and an RBI. Do you think he gets anybody if he fields that ball?
Well, they certainly don't get 2. I think you're right there. I don't know. I think they may have gotten 1.
Because Kinsler was right there with him, so nobody was at the bag.
The out would have had to be at first base.
Yeah,
right?
if he would have been able to get Bautista.
Yeah, so that may not have been a difference, or made a difference. Well, in any respect, it is 1-0 now, and still only 1 out. 4 hits in the game now for the Jays, an RBI for Bautista, his 41st of the year, and here is Encarnacion.
The one thing that would have happened had Romine fielded the ball, Reyes is not on third base. Yep. He's on second base.
It would have saved him 90 feet. Regardless, the run scores.
Here it is right here. I mean, he goes for it. Kinsler's right there with him, so neither guy would have been at second base. That means Reyes would have been there, and it would have been very difficult for him to throw out Bautista, too.
One 1-0 on Encarnacion. In there is strike 1-1. It all started with the base on balls to Ghosts, who then stole second base. They will chase Bautista back. Neither team had scored until the Jays get a run here in the top of the 9th inning. Tigers pitching had retired 9, make it 13 straight heading into the 9th. But then the leadoff walk. Fouled back out of play.
crucial at bat here because the Jays are trying to get that runner in from third with less than 2 outs. It would be their second run of the inning. Adam Lind is waiting on deck. It'll go foul back toward the Tiger dugout. Up until this 9th inning, the Jays had not had a hit since the Encarnacion double in the 4th. And runner at third really big when you consider the Tigers have the top of the order coming up when we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And right now that runner is Reyes at third base. Two and two. Boy. Nathan did not get the benefit of the doubt there.
That's a couple of calls here today that Joe thought that he'd gotten from Tony Randazzo.
Outside now it fills at 3-2.
Well, now Bautista will be on the move, so it will be very difficult for Nathan to get a double play unless Encarnacion hits something directly at one of the defenders on the line in the infield.
RBI single by Bautista. Driving home Anthony Ghost to make it 1-0 Toronto here in the 9th. Pickoff throw to third. Oh! Kelly says he was out. Meanwhile, the runner at first base, Bautista, ran to second.
Yeah, they forgot all about him.
Boy, they sure did. And now we'll see if the Tigers are going to want to challenge this. Brad Ausmus will wait to see if video indicates he was out.
Man, great move there by Nathan. Nice tag applied by Don Kelly. Looked like they had him. Oh, they're going to challenge it. Caught Reyes napping.
Meantime, hits on play by Bautista. The Tigers forgot about him. He just simply went to second. So the Tigers are challenging this play. See what the crew in New York comes up with here as they continue to look at the replay. Here's another look at it. Wow, that was close.
This is now the 16th play this season the Tigers have challenged, and 9 of those have been overturned.
The call right now in the field is safe at third base. I think the call is going to stand here, and it is. So after the replay, the call stands. Fans don't like it. So again, Bautista took second base on that play, so it's second and third.
Well, the best opportunity to get out of this inning is make sure you don't get too close to Encarnacion. He had a monster month of May. You do have a base open, and you can hope the next hitter, even though he's left-handed, Adam Lind, hits the ball on the ground for a double play. Now, you do not want Encarnacion to drive the runs in, not with the open base.
Infield all the way in, and it's popped up foul, back out of play. By the way, Bautista does not get a steal on that play. But he is in scoring position. Double play taken out of order here. Infield in for Detroit. Three and two. Checked it. Did he go? Negative. They're loaded up. Second walk in the inning for Nathan. We thought he had strike three a couple of pitches ago, but didn't get the call. And that one clearly outside, and he held up. So Brad Ausmus coming out with the bases loaded with Blue Jays now, and he's going to go to the bullpen with the left-hander Lind coming up. Ian Kroll will come out to try and get him. And Joe Nathan will depart the scene here. A run already in for Toronto. So we'll step aside. 1-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Here comes Ian Kroll. Top of the ninth inning, they still have the bases loaded with one out. And here's a reminder for you: if you need a gift for Dad, the MLB.com at Bat app and a subscription to its premium features on his favorite smartphone or tablet. Perfect Father's Day gift. Dad will have access to features such as live look-ins, instant replay, live audio, and a whole lot more. For details, visit MLB.com today. Here is Ian Kroll. Nathan facing 5 batters. Kevin Pillar will pinch hit, and he looks at a strike. So Lind was due up, but Pillar hits for him.
Yeah, if nothing else, Brad Ausmus, by going to the left-hander here, Kroll, who holds lefties to a .222 batting average, he got Lind out of the game. Lind came into the game hitting .383 with runners in scoring position.
Here's the 0-1. Way outside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're loaded up with Blue Jays. You've got Reyes, you got Bautista, and you've got Encarnacion.
If you're the Tigers, you have to, in the back of your mind, be thinking about a possible squeeze with Reyes on third base.
Pilar skies it in the air to center. This will be deep enough to score the run. Reyes will tag. He will score, and Pilar gets it done. A sacrifice fly off the bench to make it 2-0 Toronto. Now here comes Ausmus again. He will go right back to the bullpen. Kroll will face one batter with Brett Lawrie due up, and he's going to want Albuquerque. So Kroll gives up the baseball. And we'll go to break. Right now a 2-0 ball game. We'll be back. Here's the look that New York had to confirm the ruling at third base. This was the actual replay they used. And boy, it's awfully close. The call standing. We said that, but the call was actually confirmed. There's a ball outside to Brett Lawrie. Albuquerque is on now for the Tigers.
Al's been good lately. In the last 7 games, no blemishes as far as the runs given up. 29 strikeouts, averaging a strikeout per inning.
1-1. Lawrie is 0 for 3. Nathan started. Kroll came on for one batter, and now Albuquerque. Good block by Avila. Again, the Tigers in the bottom of the ninth will have the top of the order. Kinsler, Hunter, Cabrera.
Tigers were shut out twice on that 7-game road trip, weren't they?
They were indeed, including Sunday.
Yeah, 2 left-handers. Kazmir and Elias.
Driven to right field and hit well. Hunter is going back. He's not going to get this one, and that ball is out of here and gone.
Oh my goodness, did you? Brett Lawrie.
Lawrie, an opposite field home run here at Comerica Park, and the Jays have broken it open.
That is his 9th big fly of the year, 83rd on the season for the Blue Jays.
Well, you got to square one up to get it out from the right side of the batter's box out there.
Albuquerque usually does not give up home runs on sliders, but that one was hanging in a short, quick swing by Lowry. Hit that ball in the front row on the line.
A 0-0 game has turned into a 5-0 lead for the Blue Jays. Ball 1 to Francisco. There's a ground ball hit to the right side, fielded there by Kinsler, and that will end the inning. But the Tigers come up in the bottom of the ninth, down 5 big ones.
Goes to lead off the inning. You knew that was going to be trouble. He was running on a wild pitch. He was able to steal a second base, and he advanced on the base hit by Jose Reyes, and his Bautista hit one right back up the middle. Indecisiveness by Kinsler and Romine, but they weren't going to get anybody there, and Nathan departed the game. Kroll came in, got one out, and then it's Albuquerque against Brett Lawrie, who gave up the 3-run home run.
How about this, Rod? The Blue Jays had 2 hits in the first 8 innings of this game. They had 3 hits in the 9th inning alone.
Well, Sanchez was dirty again here today and deserved a better fate, but it is what it is.
Well, we've got a new pitcher now for Toronto, and Steve Delabar will try and put the finishing touches on this one.
And Delabar's got a nasty split, and that's what he gets most of his strikeouts on. He also has a fastball and a slider. And pitching in his 26th game, the ERA just over 4. He will get wild. He's walked 12.
Well, a few walks to start things off here in the 9th inning would help. Tigers down by 5. There are some defensive changes. Tollison has come into play second base. Lawrie has moved to third. Ball outside, 1-1. Ian Kinsler, fly ball, ground out, strikeout. Low again, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Blue Jays have something going very nicely this year, 2014. They were supposed to win last year, but they're a year late. But they'll take it, especially with some of the other teams in their division struggling this year.
Jays are 13-9 within their division this season. They've played well at home, 18-13.
John Gibbons, his second tour of duty as their manager. Don't see that very often. I mean, one guy manage and then get fired, and you come back a few years later to manage a different group of guys.
Billy Martin comes to mind, I guess.
Oh yeah, he was famous for that.
3-2.
I think Gene Michael did it a couple times.
Did he?
Yeah. Stick nickname.
Here's the 3-2. Rolled foul again. Tigers need base runners. They need them now. They're down 5-0 in the 9th. They've managed only 3 hits tonight. Sanchez was impressive. So was the right-hander Hutchison, who pitched really good baseball tonight for the Blue Jays. Here's the 3-2 inside and high. That's the start. Leadoff walk. Well, what's happening here tomorrow? I want to remind you the upcoming matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. R.A. Dickey, Rick Porcello.
And the knuckleballer, R.A. Dickey, former Cy Young Award winner when he was with the New York Mets just a couple of years ago. Porcello, he hasn't lost in his last 6 decisions, so he's got a 6-game winning streak going right now. Ricky Porcello.
There they are. They'll match up tomorrow. Ball 1 to Torrey Hunter. Line drive to right and caught by Bautista.
That ball right there hit sharply off the bat of Hunter, but a lot of lazy fly balls tonight.
Time out for the Call Sam call of the game tonight. Bouncing ball first base side. Oh, Cabrera's going to third. The tag. How about that play from Miggy?
We talk about Miguel Cabrera all the time and his baseball IQ. Francisco is not a fast runner. Miguel simply grabs it and fires the ball over to third base. Don Kelly very accurately. Don Kelly applies the tag to the back of Francisco before the hand gets on the bag.
One of the early big plays in this game is Cabrera cut down a potential run, but in the 9th inning, Jays are able to get 5, and they lead it right now 5-0.
And Delabar can get wild if you allow him to. He's thrown 11 pitches, 6 of which have missed the strike zone.
Now he's gone 2-0 on Cabrera.
Miggy struck out twice today against their starter, Drew Hutchinson. Last time Miggy struck out twice in the game, you have to go all the way back to April 30th, which kind of gives you an idea that Mr. Hutchinson was pretty good today.
Hutchinson retired the last 11 straight that he faced. Here's ball 3, and Delabar digging a hole now. He's doing his best to keep the Tigers in it.
And John Gibbons going to have to get his closer Jansen up.
Lost him. Ball 4 on 4 straight. 2 walks in the inning. 2 on, 1 out. Bullpen starting to stir now for the Jays. So Navarro will head out to the mound. Victor Martinez is coming up. A couple of singles in this game for Victor. Here's the closer starting to heat up now. In case he is needed here. Victor now batting .340. Ball 1. Delabar now in 15 pitches has thrown 10 balls.
And Victor could make this a 5-3 contest real quick if Delabar gives him a fastball in the inner third of home plate. Good pitch. Off-speed pitch thrown by Delabar. Good call by catcher Navarro.
Delabar last year pitched in 55 games, which was a career high for him. And the outer edge again for a strike call, and Victor unhappy with that call. 1-2. Delabar went to Volunteer State College in Tennessee. Born in Kentucky. .6'5", 220. McGowan pitched a 1-2-3 eighth after Hutchison was really good through 7. But Delabar has walked 2 here in the 9th. Way outside. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Did Victor just strike out?
Well, your eyes do not deceive you. He just struck out.
That is only the 14th time this year Victor has struck out.
Two down now, and it's going to be up to J.D. Martinez. Delabar trying to pitch around 2 walks. And J.D. takes the ball outside, 1-0. Albuquerque gave up the big home run, the 3-run shot. Brett Lowry hit it to make it 5-0. 2-0.
Only the second time that Albuquerque has surrendered a home run to a right-handed batter this season, of course.
Fouled away. Now the count goes 2-1 on JD. Well, the Blue Jays came into this game as one of the hottest teams in baseball. Winners of 11 of their last 13. Finished off the month of May with 21 wins. Driven deep to left field. That ball is down the line. It is a fair ball and a home run. J.D. Martinez with a laser to left, and it's 5-3. We're not done yet.
J.D. Martinez got a 92-mile-per-hour fastball in the inner third from Delabar, and he turned on it. As a matter of fact, he got on top of it, and he tomahawked it out of here, right over the 345 sign in left field.
And John Gibbons is going to have to bring his closer in, and there's some life on the Tigers bench. J.D. Martinez with a 3-run shot. Casey Jansen, the closer for the Blue Jays, has come in to face Don Kelly with 2 outs and 3 runs in for Detroit.
He's got real good control. He's only walked 1 so far in the 10 games that he's pitched. He's got a fastball that tops out at about 90 miles an hour. He also has the secondary pitches, a curveball and a changeup, and he'll throw any one of those pitches.
Well, Kelly quickly behind in the count, 0-2. And he strikes him out swinging. Jansen comes in and throws 3 pitches to end the ball game.
And he gets a save for it as well.
So the Tigers make it interesting in the 9th on the 3-run homer by J.D. Martinez. But the Blue Jays closer comes in, finishes off the Tigers, and Toronto takes game 1 in this series, which for the most part tonight was pitched extremely well by Sanchez and Hutchinson. There's your final totals. 5-3. We'll be back.